Hey, hey, what's up, everybody? David Kurz here, coming to you live as promised. We're going to bring Michael Tamzil, the owner of TAMZ, who is a phenomenal advertiser, social media creator, and guru when it comes to branding for companies all over the place. This guy is phenomenal, and I really can't wait for you guys to listen to him, hear him. He's out of the box. He's a little bit different than what you would typically get. And that's what I want to make sure that you guys are consistently getting when it comes to the Real Talk Conference. So let me get this guy on board. Hopefully he's tuning in. Like we said, we're going to bring him in at 4 o'clock. And this is consistent. We want to make sure that we're bringing the right people to the conference. And when TAMZ was introduced and I started to look him up and stuff like that, it was phenomenal the way he is and what he's doing and everything that he's bringing to the table. And I really feel like bringing him on, talking about brand creation, brand recognition, exposure of your brand, marketing, and all that consistency that's truly important as a real estate professional or business owner, period, for that matter, right? So hopefully TAMZ gets on here pretty soon and gets us going. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Talk Conference is August 15th. I really want you guys to be here and check this out. You know, Mike Bernier, what's going on, sir? Great to see you. You know, thanks for tuning in. Gene, what's going on? I'm waving at you. Got a couple people logging in. Jen, my wife, thanks for the support. Love you, babe. So we can get on here. Let me text TAMZ, make sure that he knows that I'm up and ready. Let's see, he's messaging me. Where you at? Boom. Wants to be in my video. I see you, TAMZ. Let me get you in. Approve. By the way, these things never stay in my ear. What's up, sir? There he is. What's going on, man? Everything good?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, thanks for doing this with me. I know that you had a meeting earlier and you were like rushing back to the office, make sure you were on Wi-Fi and doing this with me. So I appreciate it. That's number one. Number two, really appreciate you even wanting to be involved with the Real Talk Conference. It's a big deal for me. You know, it's my first conference here in Miami, and I kind of want to make it the epitome of conferences when it comes to Miami, you know, and show off that Miami has amazing and phenomenal entrepreneurship all around. So I want to make sure that we're doing that. And you're one of the entrepreneurs of Miami, man. So tell me something about you, your business, and what makes you different, what makes you stand out. What do people need to know about TAMZ?
Well, right now, off the bat, I just saw Alec Monopoly in the back there. You see? Boom.
Look at that. And it's custom design. Read that.
Nice. I see that. That's Alec Monopoly there, and I got mine right here.
Nice.
No, Alex, that's my own. Crazy.
Dope, man.
From that alone, I mean, we already see eye to eye, right?
Yes, sir.
TAMZ as an agency has been around for what, 17 years already. We started with nightlife and we have evolved from there. Now we work with a lot of developers in Miami. I'm sure everybody knows that.
Yeah, man.
And just, I mean, our core is build brand, create cools, and think luxury, think higher, think whatever it is. And we've been doing that ever since.
So you work with a lot of developers here in Miami, right?
Yeah.
And so I find that interesting because I know each and every development, they don't want to come out the same. They don't want to look the same. They don't want to look like the next guy, right? Like, and when you're in a city where, you know, 20, 30, 40 buildings are coming up at the same time, it could be a difficult and daunting task to brand yourself accordingly so that you stand out, right? And that's kind of what you do for them.
Yes.
All right.
Totally.
So talk to me about how important, look, for a real estate agent or for a business owner in general, let's talk, forget about real estate agents. Let's talk entrepreneurs, right? David Kurz, I start a bicycle business. How important is brand?
brand is on top of the food chains.
Right?
What you do, what you speak, everything is all evolved from there. So brand is one-on-one. It's like the top of the top. For example, the bicycle business. I mean, there's multiple bike shop and this and this. What separates you will be the ultimate goal. And what you speak, how you dress, what you look, and what you put out there on digital, both traditional, is very important. You know, it has to be in your DNA, period.
I find it interesting that you said it's in how you speak, what you put out, what you wear, and what you do every day. I feel like, you know, I often tell my real estate agents, like, this right here, this is your brand, right? Nike has a swoosh. Nike got the swoosh. Starbucks got the mermaid. Marine Corps has the Eagle Globe and Anchor. You know, you as a real estate professional, it's your face. It's what you say, how you present yourself, and how many people get eyeballs on your face, right? You know.
Yes and no, because your face doesn't mean that. I mean, I'm tired of that cheesy shit of real estate photo on the side.
What's wrong, man?
I mean, that game is over. You know what I'm saying? But
so, all right, so that's cool that you said that. That game is over. Like, so what should real estate agents be doing right now? If you're not putting our face on the billboard, what are you thinking?
I think face, I understand the value of face. I understand the recognition of the face.
Yeah.
But your face has been translated in multiple platforms, because right now we're in the digital world, and your face, I think, is everything, right? From your interaction to your messaging, to your tagline, to your branding, to everything else that is way beyond just this.
Right.
To me, that is crucial.
So it's what you stand for, too. There's an involvement.
Totally.
Yeah. Right. So what would you say, you, TAMZ, like, I know what I stand for. You, TAMZ, like, when you present yourself, you know, and you present your company, what do you feel your brand stands for?
I always keep saying that we make shit look good. Like, that is us, right? Whether it is a product or whatever it is. And that really separates us.
Bet.
We build brands, we're in it together, we battle with clients, we find that one originator of setting them apart. Then we create the cool factor. That cool factor is could be whatever medium.
Okay.
And then we always think to that industry, whether it's think real estate, think luxury, or think entrepreneurship, business, etc. I think those three pillars really put us apart from everybody else.
Best ways to get that kind of brand out there. What do you think? What do you recommend to entrepreneurs today to you know, like, stand for something, and then best ways to get it out there?
You got to repeat that question again.
So, like, right now, you talk to me about what you stand for and what your brand stands for, right? So, yeah. I'm an entrepreneur. I figure that out. I know what I stand for, and I know what I want people to know. What are the best ways for me to get that information to the end user?
Getting through your pocket, meaning the phone. I mean, that is the ultimate tool and cost-effective tool. You know what I'm saying? If I could be in your pocket 24/7,
yes.
When you pull it out, you see me. I think that half of the battle is gone.
That's huge. I think that's huge. And you know, we say that all the time. I know Alex Vidal is on. You had an interview with him, and I love Alex. He's fantastic. And I think he would agree, and hopefully he'll comment on this. That, you know, when I talk to agents, I wish I could grab my phone, but I'm using it right now. I'm like, dude, you know, I have 4,000 plus contacts in my telephone. If I'm going broke this month, rest you assured that I'm going to sit down and start with A and work my ass to Z and get to the right person. And somebody's going to buy a daggone house. You know what I mean?
Right. Hold on. One quick second. Meg, drop that real quick. Too low, too high. All right, perfect.
All right.
Now, I love Alex, by the way.
Nice, man. Alex is awesome. So, and Alex is going to be there too. He's going to be on my leadership panel at the Real Talk conference. So that's pretty cool. You know, I got you for two things. I got you to get on stage and talk about brand recognition and stuff. And we'll talk more about that in the, you know, as we get closer to the conference. And then the other part that I have you is on social media. So the social media game right now, is solid, man. It's huge, but it's forever changing, right? At some point, it was okay to just post on Facebook and you were good to go. And then Instagram came out and it was cool to put your 30-second video out or 10-second video or whatever it started out with. Now it's a minute long. Now you got IGTV, you got Facebook Live, you got Instagram Live, you got YouTube Live. I mean, I feel like when I do a live show, I need to have like 6 phones out, all on a different platform to get this shit going, because it really has gotten to the point where people become confused which way to go. Like, what should I be marketing my brand and creating recognition through, right? So what's the best platform right now? Which direction should I be going?
I mean, I can't say that neither, because at the end of the day, each industry has its own platform.
Right.
I think the discovery process, when you become in tune with yourself and you really discover whether it's the brand or whether it's personal branding, you will see which platform fits you best.
Right.
You know, once you know that, then you could start implementing other things. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna be everywhere at all times. It's just fucking impossible. But if you know through your discovery that Instagram is my play, then you go to 100 there and fuck everything else. There's no reason, right?
Yeah.
Because you know in the core that that's your audience and where your audience stays and play. So why you don't go 100 there instead of cutting yourself? I'm gonna do a little bit of LinkedIn, a little bit of Twitter, a little bit of this. I think it's gonna be a waste in the long run.
I tell people be everywhere all the time, but you got to be comfortable with what you're doing, right? Like, I'm big on video, right? But and yes, if you go to my YouTube, you're gonna see some edited, solid looking videos, but then you're gonna see a lot of raw video. I believe in raw video. I think people pay more attention to raw video. I want to be me. I want to be who I am. And if you see too many cuts in my video and too many edits in my video, then you already know. You're getting exactly what I want you to hear. But if I slip up and I say a wrong word and I say, oh, sorry, that's not what I meant, and I sound like a human, dude, like I sound human, right? Then we connected right now. So I'm real big with video. I'm so big with video that I send videos to people after I meet with them by text to let them know, like, hey, what's up? It's great meeting you, so forth, so on, you know? And I think that that's huge. It creates a tri-dimensional relationship with somebody. It's not just text. It's not just call. It's not just email. There's a face to the voice, to the words, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you know? Yeah. And I think that's huge. And so for me personally, Facebook Live has worked great for me, and Facebook works great for me. That's my platform. And it's crazy. It's crazy great that you said that, because I used to have the limited mindset and say, in real estate, the right way to go is Facebook. That was my limited mindset, right? Then I met agents who were killing it on Instagram. I mean, they were putting up badass houses on Instagram all the time, you know, multi-million-dollar properties, and they ended up getting a ton of followers, and people believed that that's who they were and that they could represent that kind of house, and they gained business that way, right? And then I said, okay, Instagram and Facebook, that's the way to go. Snapchat, no way, dude. 9-year-olds on Snapchat, like, that's some bullshit. You can't sell houses on Snapchat. You can't even keep things live on. Then I met this agent at Inman Connect in San Francisco last year, who that's her platform. That's how she sells houses, right? And she just consistently, and we'll get to that, consistently puts content out on Snapchat, so much so that people see the consistency of all the houses that she's in and out of, right? So I think it just has to do with what you said. Number one, being comfortable with the platform, and number two, creating consistency with the platform.
Yeah, totally. I mean, a brand discovery process is the key. You know, really know you got to scale back, look at everything else, and say, you know what, I'm going to play Snapchat. You know, how I'm going to do that? For example, if you're an agent or broker, whatever. You know, I'm going to make 100 filters, and I'm just going to rotate that throughout. You know, at least that's one thing. The filter doesn't need to be, yo, look at me, I'm selling houses, give me a listing for me. But the filters could just be more about give back, or whether it is something about the community. Let's put a filters based on that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always need to come back to you, but you're doing it in a smart way, which eventually in return, it will go back to you.
Right.
You know, taking your point, go back a little bit where you mentioned about human is very important, I think, nowadays. People want to deal with real people, real conversation, that social need to be humanized. I'm 100% there.
Right. Honestly, I think it's one of the reasons that reality TV has become so popular, because people believe that that's reality. It's real. They're seeing the person in their real light versus an actor.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where the popularity has come from. And if we could be more real consistently in front of people, if we could be who we are. And I think, I'll be honest with you, I got out of the Marine Corps in 2004. And from that point forward, like, it was very difficult to figure out what it was I was going to do and how I was going to portray and brand myself, right? And so I became a realtor because my cousin said I had a gift, an ability to speak to people, and so I needed to be in sales, right? So I got into sales, and that's how I got into real estate. And then, I started to try to be, I don't know who, like, I was wearing 3-piece suits and like this and that, and and people were like, dude, you just got to be you. And I think that, I kept saying, this is me, because I spent 9 years wearing a uniform, and so I didn't really know who that was. And it wasn't until I tapped into myself to figure out who I really was that I wasn't able to surpass a certain level of success, right? And being real, being human, being who you are. So let me ask you this, based on the information that we've talked about today and the content we put together, like, if I'm an agent and I'm listening right now and I'm thinking, man, I have to create a brand for myself and stand for something, what are the top 3 questions I should ask myself?
Where do I want to be? In which market? For example, Sunny Isles, Ventura, whatever. Once you know your market, then you go really 100% of that, right? That's first, where you want to be.
Right.
Second, how can I differentiate myself plus 3, 4, 5,000 other individuals out there? What is that one hook? What is that one angle?
Right.
And last, how I'm going to translate that into a visual tools, so you can deploy in multiple platforms, that image. I think those 3 things very, very important.
All right. So for everybody that's watching this right now, I'm going to put this in the feed, right? So I got to type it in here, dude, because number 1 is know your market, right?
Your market, I mean, where you want to play. I mean, everybody got to have their own sandbox, right?
Right.
Everything is huge. So knowing which area you want to own, I think that's first.
Okay. The next one was, how do you stand out? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That shit's hard to figure out, right? Yeah. That's hard to figure out. Like, how do I stand out? What makes me different? How am I different from the other 46,000 licensed South Florida people that have a real estate license? Everybody's mother's brother's uncle, sister's cousin has a real estate license, right? So how do I get them to trust me? How do I stand out? How do I get them to want to work with me, know, like, and trust me, so they work with me, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's one of the hardest things to do. How do I stand out? Any advice that you give to somebody about standing out?
Consistency. I mean, the messages that you speak out, the things you believe in, even in your own style, really, really matters. If you're a 3-piece suit guy, then just rock all day. Even you take shower and wear that shit. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You really gotta. It's very important. Consistency is very important. You can't. For example, you're a realtor or an agent. I see you at one event wearing pink, and I see you another event wearing blue. Like, even that plays a role.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
Unless we're going to be an agent of a rainbow, then be all rainbow. But I think that visuals also matter.
Yeah, I believe that. I think it does. I think if you're, I know agents that are shorts and sandals kinds of agents, and they sell. They're top selling agents, and they're shorts, sandals, and button down all day long. That's cool. For me, I couldn't do that. That's not who I am. That's not me. So
right, but that's the perception part of it, right?
Right.
But it goes back again to the human. I mean, it's real estate is a very human business. It's a very I like you, you don't like me, whatever thing. So people become and understand that you are real. They like that, and it's beyond just a number game. I like to deal with you, period.
Right. Right.
But
All
you
right,
cannot be liked if you're not real.
all right,
It's
man.
that simple.
One thing that I can expect from you at the Real Talk conference?
Our real talk conference. It was popping when I was driving down. I was like, well, first I want to bring in the real from what I know and what I've done all these years. You
Right.
know, talk. I think we're gonna give some talking points, idea, and whatever. I think I want to be part of the conversation. I think that really matters a lot instead of just me speaking shit out. And then Congress is just all about the community. I'm just changing the attitude on them, where I think you're trying to bring this new idea of putting everybody in one roof to really start that new wave of whatever your vision is.
Yeah. I mean, look, when I opened up my brokerage, my vision was that if I could create a situation where I could get at least 1% of the real estate agents in South Florida and get them to be better in some way, more ethical, stronger, faster, like call them bionic agents, call them what you want, but to be able to give them something that's out of the box. Because I'll be honest with you, I've traveled all over the United States and met realtors and brokers and other companies all over the place, and everywhere it's different. And Miami has a very overpopulation of realtors, and a lot of times that overpopulation creates a bad name for all of the great agents out there. So if we could take 1% of these guys, put them in a room, give them information from your head and 8, 10 other heads, and like really help them walk out the room and go, shit, man, this is like, this is it. Like, this hit me. This one thing in the last 8 hours,
Yes.
like, blew my fucking mind. And now I'm going to go knock it out the park. That would be amazing,
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about my brokers. Right now, we have 81 agents. I love every single one of them. And, I have a commitment to them to help them grow and build their careers. That's my plan. That's my intention. So if we could do that on August 15th, that it would mean the world to me to be that guy who helped somebody push to the next level,
That's amazing. I mean, I like what you're doing. I'm watching you. You're doing all these interviews and talk. You're making the noises on the digital side, and now you're putting it on the human side for the payoff. Again, a human where a human could interact.
Right.
So you're using the social platform to really, in the end, give back to right now the community within the real estate. To me, that's amazing.
Correct, man. Thank you.
I do like.
I appreciate that. And again, I appreciate you being a part of it. So, we're going to cut this off because if anybody else wants to hear anything about you, they're going to have to come to the conference. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Michael Tamzil, owner of TAMZ, branding agency, marketing agency, works with a lot of the top developers and top producers in the area. This is somebody you're definitely going to want to hear from on August 15th. We have him at least 20 to 30 minutes on the stage. And then we got him on the social media panel to sit down next to 3 other top social media dogs and really hatch out and let you guys know what's important, what you should be doing, what you should be focusing on, how you should be promoting your brand, your business, your significance, and what to stand for. So get in there, go to realtalkcon.com, and buy your tickets, man. Get out there and see it. It's going to be a sold-out event. We got space for 300, and we laid out a floor plan on how we can get 400 in there. So hopefully we sell out, and then we open up 100 more tickets to see what happens.
Exactly. August 15th, I'm there. I might come up with some crazy shit. I don't know what yet. But I think it will give an added value to whoever those who purchase ticket is already circling in my mind. Other than that, super excited, man. This is great. I'm psyched.
I'm pumped, man. Andrew says hello from Stuart, Florida. We got Carlos on. We got Jen Kurz on. We got a bunch of people on. Ed says TAMZ is breaking the internet. All kinds of people are watching, man. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in. TAMZ, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. We'll be talking soon, man.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, man. Later.